So in this video, we're going to be looking at rendering from After Effects. So as you can see, I still have my color grading project open. So first of all, make sure you're on your correct composition that you want to render out. And then right at the top, you'll click on composition. And then we're going to go to add to render queue. This is where all the rendering happens. So right at the bottom, first of all, you can set your output file. So we're going to click on this and then it will open up the Finder or your Explorer if you're using Windows. And then you can just choose a destination. So for this one, I'm going to click on the desktop and I'm just going to give this a name. I'm just going to call this render 1 and then I'm going to click on save. So that's basically your output file. Next, we need to change all the codec settings. So what you can do is you can click on lossless and this will open up your render settings. So first of all, we're going to select the format, and this is where you can select between a QuickTime movie or a image sequence or anything like that. So I'm going to go with QuickTime for this one. And then we're going to click on Format Options. This is where you'll select your video codec. So let's click on this drop down, and here you will see all the installed codecs on your machine. So if you're using a Apple Mac, you can select one of these Apple ProRes codecs, which are really good if you're trying to keep the quality as high as possible. H.264 is really very good when you delivering to the internet, or if you're actually just going to give the file to someone to watch. You can also use Animation, which is a very high quality codec. But yeah, as I said, if you're using a Apple, try and use one of these Apple ProRes. I will usually go for the Apple ProRes 422HQ. If you're using a PC, you can also try and use one of these Avid DNx HD codecs. You can actually install them from the Avid website. If you just do a Google search on Avid DNx HD codec, you will actually find that for free. So really good if you're on a PC and you don't have the ProRes to output to. So let's just recap that. If you want to just deliver to someone for a preview, or if you want to upload straight to the internet from After Effects, use H.264. If you want to take it into another editing system, either try and use Avid DNx HD or Apple ProRes if you're on a Mac. And then you can also use Animation, which is really good if you also want to go into another editor or add some effects. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to use Apple ProRes 422HQ, and I'm going to click on OK. And then everything else here you can usually leave as default. This will automatically pick up the settings from your composition. So I'm not going to resize it. It will stay at 1920 by 1080 the resolution. And I'm also not going to crop anything. And here at the bottom, you can select if you want to export audio with your export, or if you don't want to export any audio. So you can just change this to audio output off if you don't want to add any audio, or you can just set this to audio output on. And then you can actually adjust your audio settings here, and usually you just leave this default. That should be good enough. And then you can click on OK. And to start your render, you can click this render button here on the side and the rendering process will start. So that's all about rendering from After Effects, and I'll see you guys in the next video.